Mission Impossible Fallout runs for an amazing 147 minutes and is jam-packed with awesome action scenes and stunning moments, but there were even more great scenes cut from the final movie. Yippee-ki-yay movie lovers, it's Jan here, and in this video I'm revealing the top 10 deleted and censored scenes you never got to see in Mission Impossible 6, including White Widow in Kashmir, fake trailer shots and helicopter near collisions. Spoilers ahead if you haven't seen the movie, or add this video to your watch later playlist and come back when you're ready. One scene from the trailers which fans were really hoping to see but which didn't make it into the final movie was where Ethan's helicopter was going full pelt into an oncoming truck on a forest road. This scene would have appeared during the already packed helicopter chase sequence between Ethan and Henry Cavill's Walker, and I think could have been during one of the moments where Ethan's chopper was spiralling out of control. Given how close the chopper and truck come to colliding, I'd love to have seen how Ethan got himself out of this one. In the movie, after the halo jump in Paris, we see Cruise and Cavill land on the roof of the Grand Palais, but a further stunt sequence filmed inside the Palais was cut. The deleted scene featured Cruise swinging from a rope over the crowd and was rejected by writer-director Christopher McQuarrie, as although it looked pretty cool, the film was already running long and it wasn't necessary for the story. While the movie gives us a number of big fight scenes inside the Grand Palais, another smaller one that happened outside the venue was given the chop. In the final film, after Ethan and White Widow exit the building, next thing we know they're in the back of a car together. But there's a deleted scene before that car ride where Ethan gets into a fight with White Widow's brother Zola and smashes his head against a car, which actually left actor Frederick Schmidt with a black eye. I imagine this moment was ditched in the editing room as it didn't move the plot forward but merely reinforced the animosity we'd already witnessed earlier when Zola warned Ethan not to touch his sister. Actress Vanessa Kirby told MTV that the car ride with White Widow and Ethan was part of a much longer and now deleted scene where, in her words, things got a bit fruity between them. In the cut scene, White Widow talked about how she enjoyed having blood on her dress from the knife fight earlier in the Palais. This deleted scene would have further played up the flirtation between her and Ethan, and would have also been a callback to the car ride that Ethan took with Max in the first Mission Impossible movie. In case you missed it, Max was revealed to be White Widow's mother in this film, and I explained that in more detail in my Mission Impossible 6 Connections and Ending video. This gorgeous scene of Ethan, White Widow and Walker marching through a hall of mirrors was in the movie. However, an alternate shot of Ethan and Ilsa walking down the hallway was never used. McQuarrie has said that shot of Tom Cruise and Rebecca Ferguson was never meant to be in the movie, and was specifically filmed as something cool for the trailers. There was also a big fight scene with Ilsa cut from the film, and hopefully we'll get more details on that on the Blu-ray. The trailers also teased numerous shots from the final act set in Kashmir which never made it into the final film. Some of those shots hint at some pretty dark moments with Ethan, Ilsa, Benji and Luther encountering murdered soldiers and aid workers at a border checkpoint. The scene seems to go on with Ethan approaching the door to a bunker, opening it and descending some stairs, where I suspect he would have discovered further horrors. It's unclear whether the murders they discover are the actions of Walker or Solomon Lane. Some Indian viewers suspect these specific border scenes might have been cut to avoid controversy in India, as the Kashmir region, which geographically spans India, Pakistan and China, is one of the most militarized areas of the world and has long-running border and separatist conflicts. In fact, Mission Impossible Fallout has already been censored by India's Film Classification Board. All mentions of Kashmir have been cut from the Indian release of the movie, including dialogue, the title card that comes on screen when the region first appears, and other scenes have also been trimmed. Director Christopher McQuarrie has said that any deleted trailer scenes were simply cut because the movie was too long, which sounds perfectly reasonable given the film's long runtime, though I wonder if in this instance political considerations also played a part. There's some curious behind-the-scenes footage of White Widow actress Vanessa Kirby on the set in New Zealand where the Kashmir scenes were filmed. White Widow never appeared in Kashmir in the final film, so I wonder whether there was originally a story where the handover of Solomon Lane that she brokered was actually going to take place there. One of the more meta moments in Fallout comes when Henry Cavill's Walker angrily asks Solomon Lane, "Why do you have to make everything so complicated?" Originally, McQuarrie planned for this line to be part of a much longer segment where everything in the movie was explained, Walker's backstory, what happened to the plutonium, and so on. But test audiences hated it and thought it was tedious, so it was cut. I can understand why this exposition was removed, as fans enjoy the Mission Impossible movies not only for their incredible action scenes, but also for their twists and turns. These work best when the audience isn't too confused but doesn't know everything that's going on, and so it's about getting that right balance. Curiously absent from the IMF team this time around after having appeared in the previous two movies was Jeremy Renner's William Brandt. In an interview with Digital Spy, McQuarrie explained that when the movie started, we didn't really have a screenplay, so it was very difficult for us to say who would be in the movie for how long and on what days, and Renner had a commitment to Marvel. If we had a finished script, we would have been able to say, yes, this will work and we can let you go for this time, but there was just no predicting what those roles were going to turn out to be. It was just an unfortunate case of bad timing. Admittedly, Renner's role in Rogue Nation was scaled back to a smaller supporting part than the one he had when he started the franchise in Ghost Protocol, so it seems natural he would have given priority to Marvel, and of course he'd obviously have to honour the contract he signed with them. However, the worst part is, as Marvel fans know, that Hawkeye never even appeared in Avengers Infinity War. So instead of appearing in two of the biggest films of 2018, Renner played tag with John Hamm, Ed Helms, Hannibal Buress and Jake Johnson instead. Avengers 4 did shoot back to back with Infinity War though, so hopefully he does have a decent part in that movie. And assuming Renner does want to return, I think we'll see Brandt back in Mission Impossible 7. Speaking of which, although I feel Fallout positioned CIA boss Erica Sloan as a likely successor to Hunley, Brandt did work closely with Hunley in Rogue Nation, so it's possible he could take over as the IMF's new secretary. Though that probably wouldn't be the most interesting role for his character, and might be disappointing to fans who would like to see him return to active duty. Funny trailer moment was cut from the scene when Benji, Ethan and Luther were waiting to make the plutonium trade.
This is a bad idea.
Is it ever a good one? Honestly.
So do you wish any of these deleted scenes had been in the film? And where does Fallout rank on your list of favourite Mission Impossible movies? Let me know in the comments below. Tap left to discover all the ways Fallout connects with the other movies plus how it sets up MI7, or tap right for my full movie deleted scenes playlist. If you enjoyed this video, I always appreciate a thumbs up and a share. Thanks for watching and see you next time. Yippee-ki-yay, movie lovers!